I could remember early this year when the former Italian manager, Gennaro Gattuso, told the whole world that Africa doesn't deserve 9 to 10 spots at the FIFA World Cup, telling the whole world that it is disadvantage to Europe. But today, ladies and gentlemen, Africa is making statements at the FIFA World Cup. As I'm making this video, Africa has 8 representatives in the knockout stage of the FIFA World Cup, unprecedented. You heard that clearly. Africa are showing why they are what a force to reckon with. So to me, I don't take that so serious because I see him as a clown. With due respect to him, he's a clown for saying that, and because Africa has words making him to swallow his word. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not subscribed to this channel, make sure you do so right now. Now let's get to the genesis of. Nobody expected this. At the 2026 FIFA World Cup, Africa is making waves. African teams are what making headlines from giant killing performances, from what good football, telling you that what African teams belong to football elite. And this is what is happening right now. The bridge, the gap between the football elite European teams and the African team has been closed drastically. African teams can stand head to head against any team in world football, be it from Europe or be it from South America. But the big question is this the year an African team will leave the FIFA World Cup? Yes or no? If yes, write it in the comment section. If no, write it in the comment section. As it stands right now, African team are poised to go far in this tournament. The 2026 FIFA World Cup tournament is quite different from the previous World Cup tournament we've had. This is an enlarged awards, an expanded tournament format with 48 countries participating in, giving the best losers a chance and hope or a glimpse of hope to compete. And that is why we have 9 to 10 African countries represented in this tournament, meaning that some of the best teams in Africa are well structured to compete against the elites. Like I said earlier, while making this video, 8 African countries have already booked their place into the knockout stage. I'm going to take each of these African countries that have qualified and tell you their fairy tale runs why they qualified into the knockout phase. One of the biggest surprise is South Africa. Many would have thought that after losing the first match, which is the opening match of this World Cup, to Mexico, the host nation, that they would have given up early enough. But guess what? South Africa did not give up. They got a draw against Czech Republic and defeated South Korea against all odds to qualify. This will be the first time that the Bafana of South Africa will qualify out of the group stage of the FIFA World Cup. This is one of the fairy tales. Here comes Morocco. Morocco is well known in the FIFA World Cup. Morocco were semi-finalists in the last World Cup that was held in Qatar. Morocco, to me, is one of the top 10 teams in world football. So their achievement right now in the group stage of this World Cup is nothing new. It is expected that Morocco will challenge any team in world football. Morocco can defeat any team in world football. So Morocco in Africa, representing Africa, means that they have a superpower in an African team called Morocco. So no two ways about that. No wonder they had 7 points, the same points with Brazil. Let me look at Cape Verde, Cabo Verde. This is actually the most surprising team among the African representative. Cabo Verde from nowhere, an island that is not even up to 500,000 people living in it, came and held the reigning European champion Spain to a goalless draw. Cabo Verde, for the record, drew all 3 matches. They've not gotten a victory yet, but at least they've not been defeated. They are right there in the round of 32 already. They will be facing Argentina in the round of 32. This is the Cinderella story among the African representatives at this World Cup. Cabo Verde. Ivory Coast. The next one I'm talking about is Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire is always a footballing play nation. Cote d'Ivoire has produced a lot of world-class players over the past 10 or 15 years. Players like Drogba, Arnaud Kone, Didier Didiani, and the rest, and Yaya Toure. Now, Ivory Coast qualifying in the knockout stage wasn't that surprise. They only lost against Germany, and that match was a cruel defeat. They were supposed to have won that match, if not for Adingra miss. Actually, but guess what? The Ivorian did what they need to do. They won their 2 matches and they're in the knockout stage. Next is Ghana. Ghana really shocked me at this World Cup. Do you know that Ghana have not considered a goal as per when I was making this video? They drew against the 3 Lions of England. They held England to a standstill. They played one of the best ultra-defensive football systems I've seen at the World Cup history. Yes, Ghana have qualified. They won Panama, drew against England, which was a tough task. They'll be playing Croatia later this evening. The next is the Teranga Lions of Senegal. Senegal were unfortunate to have been placed in a group of death. They were in a group that contains France, Norway, this was a group of death. So they lost those 2 matches. But guess what? When it matters most, they defeated Iraq 5-0, making a statement. And that is the first time an African country will defeat any team 5-0 at the FIFA World Cup, the Teranga Lions. One thing is certain, African football has arrived. African football has closed the gap. It is no longer business as usual. African teams can take any team in world football. So the big question I'm asking, do you think an African team will win this World Cup? If yes, write it in the comment section. If no, also write it in the comment section. Let's have a conversation. So guys, I'll see you in my next video. One love.